Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for March 6, 2023, the Enshittification issue. And we go slightly non-PG today, perhaps PG-13, and beginning with a story from Tim Harford in the Financial Times. And this story is about how business apps decline over time. They start to fall apart. So here's how platforms die, he wrote. First, they are good to their users. Then they abuse their users to make things better for their business customers. Finally, they abuse their business customers to claw back value for themselves. This is significant for the compliance professional because I would like you to think about this in the context of whatever platform you're using for your compliance messaging. So think about if you're really keeping your user experience high, UX as the key is the key, as Karsten Tams continually reminds us. Next up, also from the Financial Times, for almost a decade, executives at JPMorgan Chase were able to avoid questions about Jeffrey Epstein as a client. Now, more than 20 employees at the bank are set to testify under oath about their alleged involvement. As the senior staff has been dragged in, lawyers are trying to prevent Chief Executive Jamie Dimon from being deposed in a Virgin Island lawsuit. So big problem for JP Morgan. Barclays has the same problem for their former CEO, Jess Staley, who tried to unmask a whistleblower. So that tells you all you need to know about Staley's ethics. Next up, also from the Financial Times, who to fire, how the biggest companies plan mass layoffs. Obviously, layoffs are a difficult situation for everyone, certainly for those who've been laid off. I've been laid off, so I can completely understand. But how you lay people off is going to be a long way towards how your employees who both stay there and come back view your corporation. You should not let the process drag on. The worst thing you can do is make it slow and painful. So have a plan. Consider where to swing the axe when you're firing it or cutting people, and follow through as fairly and humanely as possible. Next up, our final story from the Financial Times is about Venezuela. And the story talks about how Venezuela President Maduro outfoxed the West. But the bottom line is Venezuela is about to be open again for business. So you need to consider how you're going to do business in this most corrupt South American country. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.